Hi, good morning. I'm plugging my ear. There's sirens and mufflers. I can't wait, as any civilized human, for order to be put back into the United States. We can't have vehicles that sound like aircraft going down the roads anymore, and constant sirens used as weapons and other stuff that is tactical. It's not what sirens are ever intended to be for. So I'm supposed to say this and just be brief because I have to be limited on what I say about this terrace cell on S Street in Washington, D.C. Last night, a terrorist kept going into the kitchen. This is an area that the special ops know all about. And they kept opening that hatch, which they have made more quiet in order to not be detected when they open it under my bed and adjust this WMD they have put there. And they, this is multiple times they did this. You can hear them. One can hear them opening the kitchen door real quiet. They think they're quiet. They're not. They're militia crackheads in a crackhead militia police. And God, just I can't take this anymore. The police, just to pivot, were not this wicked, but because of what was already embedded in the United States, the police, law enforcement, let's just say large law enforcement, metastasized into a beast, an absolute barbaric beast, because the police in my lifetime in the United States were not pimps, drug runners, and killers of women in their house robes and their slippers. But like with the U.S. Fire Department, you can easily find historical record of a lot of evil embedded in these institutions. So it was bound to turn ugly if and when. And that if and when happened by the year 2022, which was what the Allied forces saw coming and their fears were realized. But thanks to everybody's hard work, order will be regained in the United States, and police and fire departments and federal agents, so on and so forth, will not be brutalizing civilians for white power and for the Saudi Arabia royal family to take our territory and Iranian president. The Iranian president, it gets dicey with Iran because it's like the Ayatollah, it's the Iranian president, the one now and the one before. It's this old government structure of Iran that stole Persia in the first place and made it a totalitarian, all this sort of government, Shiite. And of course they are hand in hand with Saudi Arabia. Okay, so they pretend to fight. It's all pretend. I have limited vocabulary. And then, like I have said in writing the best I could in my shape, being trapped in a fucking militia terrorist cell, there's really good Iranian people, which you can see playing out. I said this in writing before the uprising. And the same goes for their military. It's not perfect, okay? But there's some in their military that we don't need to go to war with and kill each other over. That's my basis for this statement. I can't find a better word, okay? Where we can find peace, let's do it. Okay, but the rest of the Iranian military, you know what they're doing to the civilians and to everyone else around them in their country, in the Middle East, and around the world. all right? And they joined forces with Nazis, Hitler, Mein Kampf people. And that's some of the US, some of the Russian, just wherever, okay? UK, just wherever. They're white and they're Nazi. And this group of people are very capable of doing severe damage to the United States with WMDs, okay? But the ones I'm talking about right now are these, they were their ground force in the US, and they're the law enforcement, they're the politicians, they're the militias. I mean, we could go down the list. They're civilians. I'm not going to talk or even discuss this terror cell right now. I'm going to plug my ear. They're the civilians and the citizens, okay? They have their hands on military-grade weapons. This is all throughout the country. And this order will be regained in the United States. The U.S. and the Allied forces are not going to take the shit from citizens, period. Okay? Uprising and killing your neighbor and killing everyone around you in your path because you're claiming you're in a revolution. Your revolution is for neo-Nazi. It's so that these evil militaries I just referenced could take it further around the world and ethnically cleanse. And none of you are doing it. None of you. So this evil military, which I will reference again, in revenge, well, I'm putting money down on it and I don't want it to happen. That's why you see me always trying to stop it. But I'm concerned. There's LA, there's Chicago, there's major cities. New York is almost a guarantee that they will level it. They have their hands like World War I with weapons that are new, like World War I. I'm limited on vocabulary. I've said this for 5 years, and God forbid they use them, but we're the target, folks, if they do. We, this country, will and shall apologize to other peaceful nations for what we did. I don't care if you weren't part of it, you're going to say sorry. And this country brought in these evil citizens, that military. They brought it in because they wanted this white power. They wanted gangster, organized crime government, and they wittingly, consciously know it, and they utter these words. They want gangster in there. They want mafia, Al Capone in there. They want Mexican drug lords in there. All right? The reason why so many citizens here turned out to be savage beasts is our doctrine and our structure, and I've commented on that the best I could in the last 5 years being a refugee. We'll have time to discuss all that so we can learn and remember. But that is why our whole government is rewritten. Now, I'm using limited words, but that's the basic picture, folks. Right now, we still have all these citizen class militia members. Some of them have positions of power. They have too many military-grade weapons they're just using on anyone and everyone in their path. Okay? Right now, today, this morning, we're very much at risk of being hit by this evil military that knows they're defeated, that knows they have like 5% chance of taking our territory. But they'll use these weapons, and you're gonna have to ask an expert why that is. But they're so wicked, all right? They're so fucking wicked. They wanted to ethnically cleanse so many people. I don't need to say anymore. Okay. But that's what I needed to get out and over, and then I'm gonna pivot back. I know I pivoted, forgive me. The terrorist kept going under my floor last night. My cat is looking, they're waking me up. It's a shop here, and shop is open and never stops. It's fucking 3 in the morning, 4. Almost on a schedule. It probably is, and this is for special ops because they do that. There's no way one person can do all of this. They come in on a schedule, and there's certain areas they work on, and it's not poison gas that makes me lightheaded and all the stuff I described very well in the past. It's literal IEDs that they built here and loaded their house with, and it's really serious. There's evidence everywhere here. When they come in and get me out and come in to search for human remains, forensic and manufactured weapons, they'll find them all over. So I'm just gonna say that much, and that's what I was really supposed to say, is that last night shop was open. They kept coming into the kitchen door, all trying to be quiet, going under the hatch under my bed, at least 3 times under my bed. And one big production around 5 a.m. They keep waking me up. It was horrible. My cat's waking me up. It's like, you can try to ignore it. I don't want to get into why I ignore it, okay? I can't. But my cat is over there trying to investigate. Because there's someone twisting, turning, tapping, hammering. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm at that point, I'm like, gosh darn it. So I get my baby kitty settled down and I go back to sleep. But they were doing that, just going crazy with their IEDs all over my floor. And I am supposed to say that. And that's all I can say. I mean, the stuff I say is very limited in this place. Like this, I witness stuff every waking minute I'm in here. There's a terrorist popping off, but I can't talk about it. All right, bye.